Ever since you said that, I can't listen. I can't listen.
Anything with laughter.
Anything with a laugh track, I'm out.
It's not a laugh track.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to How to Be a Texan, episode 38.
Do we have a laugh track queued up for this one?
We should.
I should.
I would automatically hate it. I hate laugh tracks. They're the worst.
Oh, my
Hey,
God.
I'm starting off strong because guess what we're talking about tonight, Kevin?
Because you got a bottle of orange soda.
Festivals, baby.
Festivus. Festivus.
What?
Many Christmases ago,
One of
I
my
went to buy a
favorite
doll
holidays.
For my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way. What happened to the doll? It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
I love it, man. I love that we're talking about Festivus. One of my most
It's not
favorite
Festivus. It's festivals.
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 Oh, I didn't read the script.
There's no script. There's no script.
Sorry.
We're not talking about Festivus, even though I appreciate that. Festivus for the rest of us.
I was wondering how we would make the connection between Seinfeld, Festivus, and Texas.
You make the Seinfeld connection with everything in life.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
So far, pretty much every episode has some kind of a Seinfeld or ticket drop in it. And it's all good.
It should.
So today I thought it'd be kind of fun if we visited about festivals in Texas.
Festivals, okay.
You know what? Life's fun. We should find as much joy as we can, Kevin. Is that right?
I agree.
So we should find fun in festivals.
It'd be great if we had that app that you talked about where we could measure our life joy index.
I should add festivals.
We should add that to the analytics model.
To the non-controllable.
It is non-controllable. Unless you
Analytics.
really want to get involved, take action, create your own festival.
Yeah, like the rodeo queen or the pickle parade chairman.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Festivals they're fun.
They are fun. And I have a definition.
And I don't attend nearly enough of them.
We should.
I can't remember the last time I attended a festival.
We should festivate more.
Festivate.
Yes. I think I'm going to start a new word.
I love it. You're going to
Let's
start a new
festivate
word.
together.
We're going to update Wikipedia right now and add that word in real time.
Hey, if
Festivate.
you tell two friends and they tell two friends, then
So,
Wikipedia will acknowledge it, right?
You know what I used to do because anybody can update Wikipedia.
That's right.
So
I think it's communist, just so you know.
When the boys were younger, I would tell them something goofy about a topic, and they'd be like, "Oh no, Dad, that's not real. That's not real." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And then I'd kind of quietly go update Wikipedia.
No way.
Then I'd bring it up again an hour later. You remember what we were talking about? Yeah, that's like,
Must be real.
Let's go look on Wikipedia. Sure enough, it's right there.
Oh my gosh.
Then they figured me out. They're like, "Dad, you're updating Wikipedia just to prove your own points." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how it's done."
So
welcome to management.
Okay, so let me ask you this legit question.
Yes.
Is Wikipedia blockchain?
No.
I think it is. It's a collective knowledge.
Well, it is, but it does not implement the blockchain algorithm.
Does
Kyle.
Wikipedia equal blockchain? I think so.
It does not.
It's a series of users using the collective wisdom and good for all.
But that's not the definition
create
of
a common truth.
But that's not the
It
definition
is
of
too.
blockchain.
I read a book. It's got to be, right? I think Wikipedia equals blockchain.
All right, this episode brought to you by blockchain.
Blockchain.com.
Blockchain.com.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
All
I
right.
don't think so.
We're way
Anyways,
off topic here.
Yeah, so festivals. I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about that. So if you're coming to Texas or you live in Texas, festivals, should call it Festivexus. No, we shouldn't.
You got to be very careful with that word.
I think I'm not going to say that.
I might have to
again.
bleep that part out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to say that. But you know what? We have festivals everywhere. In whatever state or city you live in, they've been around for a long time. And the question is, why do you do it? And what are they? What festivals are there? And so in the spirit of fun, I thought we would visit about festivals.
Sure.
And so when you think of a festival, what types of events do you normally think of?
Music
festivals?
Film festivals.
Yes.
Festivals around food.
Kendra's piping in food back there. Food festivals like prune eating.
I would not want to be the janitor.
What's that good guy?
I would not want to be the janitor at the prune eating festival.
Or the Kobayashi guy. You remember that guy? He would eat Maximum hot dogs. Is that a festival?
I don't know. There is a peach festival.
Oh, yes.
Weatherford, Texas.
I bet there's one in Atlanta too, right? Everything's named Peachtree there.
Probably.
If you go in Atlanta, have you ever noticed when you're navigating, everything is Peachtree?
Georgia peaches. Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing ever. That's why I don't like Atlanta at all.
Right, because all the peaches really come from Weatherford, Texas. That's why they have the peach festival.
Well, there's a lot of Georgia peaches. I think
they have a bike ride, too. Isn't it called the Peach Peddler?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
Peach
ride.
Peddler is Weatherford.
I've never done it, but my buddy Dave has always told me that you should ride that. I'm too lazy to go because it's really a long
It's a great ride. My buddy does it all the time. He tells me about it.
I saw the shirt. That's about it. But, okay, so
State fairs.
Yes.
Rodeos.
Right.
Parades.
Yes. All those.
All those.
And so why
Storytelling. You ever just gather around the campfire?
I found that. You just read my...
I'm just reading the script, man.
Storytelling.
You ever build a fire?
So is that it?
Tell stories, and next thing you know, you got 3,000 of your closest friends and you're on your acreage, and it becomes a festival.
No, that's not.
Oh, well, I do that all the time.
Storytelling around a campfire. So we've got to define. So let's define what we think.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
So I tested this on my 17-year-old daughter earlier today, and I said, Caroline,
when they're 17, can you begin to speak to them again? Will they talk to you?
She rolled her eyes.
And she rolled your eyes.
No, I was driving. So I was trying to drive and be serious. And I'm like, hey, honey, Kevin and I are going to do this.
Well, the reason I ask is because my twins are still at the stage where they don't quite talk to me so much anymore.
Oh, no. Mine really doesn't talk unless she needs money or something.
Okay, I was hoping that it came back at 17, but you're saying...
Life direction? We're not even there yet. Direction. But if I need to accompany her, then obviously, Dad, come on, let's go.
But the way to bond with your daughter is to take them to a festival. Is that what you're trying to tell me here?
We go to horse festivals called rodeos. We do a lot of those. Ooh.
I will definitely come to a dance festival and dance with you.
I love dance festivals.
I can't wait to dance with you at a dance festival.
I would like to see Kevin do artistic dance.
I am very artistic.
You are.
Thank you.
You're fabulous. So anyways, I was testing this definition with my daughter about what is a festival. And she was rolling her eyes and thinking I was dumb, which I probably am. But I'm like, Caroline, what's the difference between watching a series on Netflix and going to a festival? They're both entertaining. What's the difference? And she didn't answer.
Did she give you the same look that I'm giving you right now?
Yes. And the reason I ask that is because so if you're sitting at home on your iPad watching Netflix or you're at a big food festival, what's the difference? And the difference in my mind is something we should talk about.
I'll tell you the difference in my mind.
Okay.
Extra food.
Well,
I can't get anybody to bring me food when I'm sitting in my recliner watching Netflix. I got to get up and walk for that, man.
Okay, so that's not a real answer. The real answer is that in my mind, a festival, it really is around a singular entertainment burst. How do you like that? I put those three words together. It's
deep.
I think so.
We're going to update Wikipedia.
Singular entertainment burst is a festival. And it can be in the form of a parade or a concert or some state fairs or whatever. I think those are things that are unique at one-time events where people gather for the primary purpose of being entertained, but being entertained in a large venue.
Now you're getting somewhere.
Yeah. So I think
with a crowd of people, right? If you're sitting and watching Netflix, you're by yourself.
No, you're by yourself.
This is an entertainment burst to 1,000 people.
That's right. Or even hundreds or
hundreds,
whatever. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be Cowboy Stadium filled with 100,000 people, but it's got to be something where a lot of people come together for a singular reason to get together. Mm-hmm. And if that's a food festival or whatever. And so that's why I think it's unique. And I think we have a billion of them. I think there are everywhere, and a lot of times they're around seasons. Like right now, it's coming into spring. And you've got these things coming out the wazoo. There's festivals everywhere. You know, these spring things, these St. Patrick's deals, these big concerts, the big rodeos, you know, and then we've got, you know, the big fairs that happen. So like in the fall, you have the State Fair of Texas. You know, it's the biggest thing that we've got in Dallas. I got the opportunity to go to the Houston Rodeo last week down in Houston, and it was amazing. You know, we talk about the big rodeos, and in my mind, that's kind of one of the categories of festivals. And we have a ton of those. And so the point is, listeners, all four of you, that there's a crap load of fun things to do in Texas revolved around these festive events.
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't have to be.
They're everywhere. We used to have one in Denton, close to where we live, called Oaktopia. Music festival. Denton's a music town. University of North Texas is one of the top music universities in the country.
Right.
Oaktopia, I mean, every single little venue would be turned into like a little music venue.
Right.
And people would walk around the square. They'd wear bracelets. You had a bracelet if you had a ticket to Oaktopia, and you could get into various different restaurants and stuff like that where the music was playing. This thing got so big they actually moved it to Dallas last year. Happens in November. Moved that one over to Dallas to Deep Ellum. So, yeah, there's just always these kind of things. They may start out small. They may evolve, get larger.
There's also the Denton Jazz and Arts Festival.
Oh,
Denton Arts and Jazz
big
Festival.
One. I was up there in Denton when that jazz thing was coming through. That was gigantic.
Yeah. But what is the mother of all festivals in Texas?
State Fair? Rodeo?
Wrong. What's going on right now?
I know. It's that funky thing in Austin.
In Austin.
Yeah.
South by Southwest.
Yeah, that's huge.
That thing is huge.
Right.
Huge.
And what is that? It's just it's like a week long of tons of music.
Tons of music, food, entertainment. There's a film festival, I think. There's
I think there's like food stuff that
There's
goes
food stuff.
film, yeah.
They were doing a big specialty coffee venue this week. I think they had a little venue with all kinds of coffee roasters that came in from across the country. So
wow.
that's one that becomes not just a Texas thing, but it's a national, if not maybe even global thing.
Yeah,
Right.
there's technology as well.
Oh,
wow.
of course, technology.
Technology
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
huge,
and that's
huge.
just getting bigger and bigger and
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
So, yeah, South by Southwest is huge. There's a really cool one that happens down in San Antonio. It's called NIOSA. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I've not heard of that one.
But it's NIOSA, means Nights in Old San Antonio. And it's basically like Mardi Gras in San Antonio.
Really?
It's all up and down the river. The whole city celebrates the kind of the history of San Antonio. It's amazing. I mean, you have to really plan it. You want to catch buses to get downtown to really enjoy the festivities because traffic's awful. Just like it was. Matter of fact, I went with some people to the Houston Rodeo, and we took buses from the outer rim of Houston in, and they just drop you right off. And so the mass transit, I mean, we talked about how awful it is in Texas, but they've got that right with the buses where it's a park and ride. You just park, jump on a bus, go in, they drop you off, you go have max fun, get a bus, go back out to your car,
That's cool.
and go home.
I had no idea.
They do the same thing with NIOSA in San Antonio, where they just ship you in and you go have massive fun, eat, drink, play on the river, whatever. See everybody in San Antonio down there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then they have all these other ones. And I think the older I get, unfortunately, I'm not the master of fun that I used to be. I think I get more cynical the older that I get.
Really, I have not noticed that.
No, it's true. It's really true. I know I'm really fun right now.
We've been friends for about a decade now. I have not noticed that.
I'm super fun. I'm super fun. But the older I get a little crustier. So we have all these parades, and parades are a big deal too. So you got all these 4th of July parades, these Thanksgiving parades, Christmas parades. You got all these parades. And so we go up, and so this is not a Texas thing, but I'll tell you about it anyway. We like to go up to Colorado around July 4th, and the family goes up, and we go to this goofy Vail parade, and it's just this, they ride around these floats and a bunch of Harleys and whatever. And the older I get, the less intriguing and kind of fairy tale-ish it is. I'm just like, these are just old fat guys riding Harleys around and throwing some beads and candy around, and I just don't, I'm like, I got nothing for it.
Well, there is one unique one that happens, just happened recently. And I don't know if you would call it a festival. It's a bit of a festival / carnival / rodeo / everything. It's the Forest Fat Stock Show.
Oh, yeah. No, that's huge.
That's huge.
So, okay, the one in Fort Worth, and I've been to that one a bunch, but the one in Houston was like a 20X.
Really?
No. I'm not kidding. They always said it's the biggest rodeo in the world. I thought they were just kidding because I thought that Vegas thing was the biggest.
Oh, the
thing,
rodeo.
the NFL.
Oh, yeah. The rodeo in Houston is humongous.
So what are you talking about?
Just the stock show itself, where
Oh.
people bring. It's not a fair, but it's a stock show. So people will bring stock in. They'll
Okay.
exhibit their animals that they've built.
Okay.
You've got
No.
rodeos.
I'm
You've got
saying-
a carnival.
I'm
You've
saying
got all of the above.
It's the same thing.
Oh, is
and
it?
it's at least 10 times bigger
Oh,
than
wow.
Fort Worth.
That's amazing.
And that we bust in, we get there, and I look. So they got NFR Arena, which is the big whatever where the Texans play, I guess. And then you've got all these massive buildings around it, and then you've got this, this big, what do you call Midway, and rides and all this other. And I mean,
Yep.
it's hundreds and hundreds of acres, and there are thousands of people. I mean, it was like, and it lasts for like 2.5, 3 weeks. And it's like you buy season tickets for it, and that's what you do as a Houstonian. I mean, you just go hang out down there, and it's kind of and people were all, dressed up nice, and the girls
yeah.
were showing off all their stuff. I'm like, I don't need to be, seeing any of that.
Yeah.
And it was just, but everybody was all whatever, cowboyed up.
Yeah. Well, that's how stock show is too. People were, dress up, dress nice.
Oh, yeah.
I usually go, I don't do that, but a lot
Yeah.
of people, they want to look nice for that.
No,
man.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
They were all fancified or
Yeah.
whatever. But anyway, so the rodeos are a thing. But concerts, in my mind, concerts kind of count as do you kind of count concerts as a festival?
I think there are a lot of concerts where you have multiple artists that are coming in
Okay.
that I would call a festival.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. To me, again, going back to the singular burst of entertainment.
Well, in fact, Eric Clapton does a festival called the Crossroads Guitar Festival. The first one he did was in Dallas.
Oh.
I think it was back in 2006. I went to the first one.
Oh, wow.
It was in the Cotton Bowl because Dallas is a famous blues town. He was
Yeah.
really influenced by Robert Johnson, who recorded in Deep Ellum, and it's just kind of the whole historical thing.
Right.
Huge guitar festival. First one he did was in Dallas. I don't know if he's been back. He's had them in several. But yeah, anytime you get a large music venue and multiple artists coming through like that, I would call that a festival.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
What guitar festival did I go to years ago?
You went to perhaps the same one, but maybe a year later.
It was at the World Trade Center, the Dallas World Trade
Oh, I know. You went, I think it was the same year, but you went maybe a day or two before. Because that festival was going on in Dallas, and they had stuff going on at the World Trade Center and other venues. And then the final day of it, they had the Cotton Bowl, where they had Eric Clapton and Jeff Beck and ZZ Top and Joe Walsh and all the big names. That was kind of like the big grand, finale. But it was truly a festival where it was going on for multiple days.
Huh.
So I think,
I saw Eric Johnson at the one that I went to.
yeah, Eric Johnson was not on the main stage when I saw him, because I think he was on the during the week though.
Huh.
Yeah, so I would say for concerts, if you just go to a concert,
It probably doesn't
maybe
count
it's
as
a
festival.
festival, maybe. But
Yeah.
when you got these large, music events that last multiple days, multiple venues,
Right.
various different artists throughout the week, and then you end in a big, kind of grand, super blowout at the end. I would call that a festival.
Yeah, I just think we probably need to differentiate my crappy definition a little better than a singular entertainment burst, because you probably can say, well, going out to the Motor Speedway, that's a festival. No, it's not. You're going to watch a race, or if you go to watch the Texans or the Cowboys play, well, you're going to a sporting venue.
If you watch the Cowboys, it's more like a losing festival.
Wow, you know what I mean.
Festival of loss.
Sorry, I'm going to sit your microphone here. I think of festivals as more of like a showcase of one particular thing. So like
Okay.
you have like a food
Yeah,
festival, and then probably get even more specific, and then
Right.
you have like a barbecue festival or like a beer festival or
Right.
something.
Right.
So I think of it more as like a showcase of like local or, just talent from wherever.
Right.
And like a given,
Around a specific theme.
Yeah.
Now I know what it feels like to not hear Kevin.
But I think that's what makes
Just kidding.
But I think that's what makes South by Southwest just the ultimate festival, because you have, in essence, if you think about what we talked about,
Right.
where you've got music, you've got film, you've got food, you've got coffee, you've got technology. Those are all could be standalone festivals in and of themselves.
Right.
But then you combine that into this overarching umbrella of it's kind of a festival of festivals, if you think about it, right?
Right.
Which is a very Texas thing to do.
Hey, the bigger the bigger the better, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Well. Oh,
Oktoberfest?
Yeah. Oktoberfest. Yeah. No, and we have all kinds of really funny ones that really go back to the history of these communities. Like, for example, there's one called the Pickle Parade in Mansfield. I mean, they celebrate the cucumber.
I love pickles.
No, and it's a big deal. Everybody dresses up like pickles, and it's
Everybody dresses up like pickles.
I don't know.
That's such a specific costume. I mean, how creative can you get with your pickle costume?
Oh, apparently pretty creative. So, and then you've got the Peanut Festival up in Aubrey. I mean, just all these little communities have their own thing that they celebrate and come together around.
Isn't there a honey festival in Burleson? Didn't we go ride in the honey
and
festival?
I'm riding that again this year. You want to go? You're welcome to go with me.
Yeah.
So
I need to ride a bike.
You probably should get back on a bike again.
I
in your
should.
spandex.
Thank you. My spandex may not fit.
Well, we'll make them fit. They stretch well.
That's
They
the
stretch
point,
well.
isn't
No,
it?
the honey. Yeah, they have a honey festival
The honeydew.
as well.
The honeydew festival.
Yeah, no, I was out there last year. That was nice. So, but yeah, no, I think we should probably get our definition a little tighter, because a sports venue, or could you call church, is that a festival? No.
No.
See, school's not a festival. Work's not a festival.
No.
But Netflix, watching streaming,
That's a festival.
no, it's not. Game of Thrones, me watching Game of Thrones on my iPad is not a festival. So I just wanted to differentiate.
There's so many activities in between. You pick two extremes.
No,
sitting
it's-
on your recliner.
it's entertainment.
versus attending a multi-venue event for a week with thousands
The
of people.
state-
That's it. There's nothing in between.
The State Fair of Texas versus watching Game of Thrones on my iPad.
That's all there is to you.
Is
There's
there,
nothing in between.
why are they not the same? They're both entertaining. That was my example.
All right. There may be a few things in between along that spectrum of entertainment as we build up, but that's okay. That's okay.
I accept that. I accept that. I think life is gray in a lot of zones, and that's probably the festival itself is a gray area. So, but the point is that I think no matter where you live, and I'm sure there are festivals all over the U.S., because I think people like to get together and celebrate and just have fun together. And the whole point of parades or state fairs or whatever else, pickle parades, or there's a Black Eyed Pea festival out in Athens.
Athens, Texas.
Man,
Black Eyed Peas.
Man, are you kidding? That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. I love Black Eyed Peas.
Well, I do too. And they're lucky for you. Do you eat them on New Year's Day for good luck?
Every year.
Yeah, it's kind of a superstition. Amy makes fun of me for all my superstitions, but
She
that's one
does?
of them. Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of them too.
Oh no, we do the Black Eyed Peas religiously,
Well,
and if our kids don't eat them, we force them down their throat. Man.
Yeah, but-
like you're eating that stuff.
Yeah, but it's like, do you really have an unlucky year?
Why take? I don't know. I've never not done it.
Well, really-
I've never not lived a year without it. So
I-
I would not want. I don't even want to know. I don't want to find out.
I don't either. I've always done it too. That ain't broke. So here we go. Hey, but one thing I did want to ask a fairly serious question. A lot of these concerts and festivals, we do have security concerns.
Yeah.
And it's this is something, just being real. Don't want to avoid that. With what happened with South by Southwest last year with the driving guy, basically
Right.
drove through the crowd and
Right.
that was a real problem. And then, of course, with the concert, the festival that was going on in Las Vegas with that shooting.
The country music festival.
Yeah. I just don't want to take that lightly. That's something that as we gather today, it's just something that we have to take more and more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that. I wished it didn't bother me as much as it does. I wished it didn't exist, but it does. And I think we have, when you think about, there's evil in the world, and we have to deal with that evil. And so I think, as we go to these festivals, I think, organizers have to be more diligent and vigilant about making sure that the security is real, and that we, as just attenders, can go and enjoy ourselves and not feel at risk.
Yeah. Well, I think there are professionals behind all of these events, right? And I think, professionals learn and they expand their skills as they, work through. I've heard lots of stories about, the Las Vegas situation, what happened there, and the way the pros that were running the event really stepped up, right? And so I would imagine the people now that are planning these events have now put new procedures in place and processes in place to help minimize that, right? Because there are a lot of good people that run these things.
No, that's right.
And I think we kind of lose sight of that too. When something happens, we kind of forget about all the folks that are really there, on the ground, that are responding and
that's right,
making the situation so much less worse than it may have been.
That's right.
Because of all the good people that are behind the scenes there.
Well, and that's a good point. Not only credit the people who put these things on, but also just recognize that we're not meant to live in fear. We are to celebrate, to find joy where we can. And I say, if there's a pickle parade, sign me up.
That's right.
I'm going, and if there's a concert I can go to, sign me up. I love to hear just the talents that people have and just enjoy that with other people. So I think it is something that we need to be diligent about, but also not live in fear and say, well, no, something might happen terrible.
I agree.
And then the other thing is that, we saw in, for example, that Las Vegas scene where heroes rose. It was amazing some of the heroic actions that people took to safeguard others or get other people to care. And so that alone, in my mind, was pretty amazing in itself.
Yep.
I went and I learned. I listened to this. I'm a hospital healthcare guy, and I listened to a debrief from a lady who works at the Nevada Hospital Association. She said that there was a tremendous amount learned just as a result of that Vegas shooting. Again, so many bad things happened, but then you realize some of the lessons learned that actually can help others in other disasters that might occur. And again, as a hospital guy, I learned from that about how even me with our facilities in Texas, how we can respond better because of the lessons learned out of the Las Vegas things. One of the things that I thought was amazing was like the Uber drivers, for example. The ambulances were all tapped out, and the Uber drivers were able to communicate with each other and tell each other where the best place was. And so they were taking 6 or 8 people to a hospital that had more resources ready to help.
That's incredible.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. So
that's just people stepping up.
That's right.
I mean, if you're an Uber driver, you don't have to be out there.
Yeah,
you don't have to do that. That's totally optional.
Yeah, who would think that the Uber drivers were heroes?
Those are truly heroes.
They were, because the ambulance drivers were all tied up. And then it turned out where basically everybody came in. All the nurses came in. And instead of it being a flurry of activities where there weren't enough people to take care of the patients, it ended up where there was at least a 2-to-1 nurse-to-patient ratio because everybody came in.
Wow.
They heard it. They didn't worry about if they were getting paid or not, and they stepped up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's amazing.
So, anyway, I don't mean to bring us down too much, but I think it's real, that it's good for us to celebrate and, experience festivals and rodeos and concerts and all that and go have fun and not live in fear. But it's good to have lessons learned.
Well, it's good to know that that people have that type of character.
That's right. That's right.
And I think, any of us would do the same thing. I would hope. I would do the same thing in that situation.
Too. Yeah, me too.
I think I would.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure.
It's good to know that those folks are out there.
They are. Even in Las Vegas. They are. They absolutely are. So
Very good.
okay. Well, hey, thanks for listening to our ramblings on festivals. Kind of a random topic, but it's fun to talk about fun things.
It is.
So
It's springtime here in Texas, so we're going to have a lot of festivals coming up. Mayfest will be coming up in May.
we got St. Patty's Day right
St.
around
Patty's
the corner.
Day.
Yeah. We don't have a river to turn green. In Chicago, they turn the river green.
I know.
Isn't that
I've
great?
been there. It's amazing.
Love that.
It's amazing. What a
just-
great town.
Just love that.
Although you
The Trinity
River's
River's
always green.
full of corpses and just green stuff. It's so
True.
nasty. So nasty. Anyway.
Very good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hey, thanks a lot for listening, and we'll talk to you guys.
Thanks a lot. Find us on iTunes, Spreaker, Google Play.
Yeah. Write us a review in your number 2 pencil.
Write us a review and mail it into to Apple.
That's right.
They love it. They're in the mailroom waiting for those reviews to flow in.
to Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
I'm just kidding. All right, y'all take care.
Adios.